Welcome back to Newsmax Prime. As our program for tonight comes to a close, some of you might have missed Donald Trump's campaign stop in Mobile, Alabama last Friday. Here are some highlights from his stop.
So they said I wasn't going to run. And everybody said, oh, he's never going to run. Never going to run. He's just having fun. Just a good time. His brand. And like I care, my brand. At this point, you know, my brand. I mean, I lose gutless Macy's because I said about illegal immigration, they dropped my brand, and I'm supposed to be. They're gutless. They're all gutless. I have to sue Univision. Univision, my poor Miss Universe people, the beautiful girls, these beautiful women, some are girls, but beautiful women. And I get dropped by, think of it, you have these magnificent women that work all their life to be in the Miss USA contest and the Miss, and 2 weeks before the contest, NBC and Univision dropped because they thought my tone was a little bit strong. And it turned out I was right. So here's the good news. I sued them both. 7.5% of all of the births in this country are illegal immigrants. Okay? We can't afford it. And they're supposed to stay. Now, I turned out to be right. The 14th Amendment. You know, I had these guys on television, oh, you can't change the 14th Amendment. It'll take so long. On that, I agree. But you know what? An act of Congress. The 14th Amendment, I was right on it. You can do something with it, and you can do something fast. Has anybody heard of Sergeant Bergdahl? The traitor. No, the traitor. I call President Obama the 5-for-1 president. We get Sergeant Bergdahl, a traitor, who, by the way, 6 people, at least, that we know of, 6 people were killed trying to get this guy back. 6 people. They went after him. They wanted to get him back. So we get Sergeant Bergdahl, and they get 5 people that they desperately wanted for years that are right now back on the battlefield, trying to kill everybody, including us. How stupid are we? How stupid are we? So China is dumping tremendous amounts of steel into our country. The government is subsidizing it. It's almost like they want us to just die. And they have no respect for us. And again, like Saudi Arabia, like Japan, I get along with them great. You know, the largest bank in the world is in one of my buildings. They pay me rent. They buy apartments, they spend so much money. Am I going to dislike them? I love them. The problem is, and I say it all the time, their leaders are really smart. They're really cunning. They're really sharp. And we have dummies, right? We have dummies. We have dummies.
All last week, we asked you who you wanted to see as the Republican presidential nominee for 2016. Well, the results are in. 15% of you voted for Ted Cruz, 13% for Donald Trump, and another 13% for Dr. Ben Carson. So those are the top 3 finishers. Now, it's time to take a look at what's on your mind via social media. First, we hear from Rex, who writes in about the impact amnesty will have on the Republican Party. There are about equal numbers of Democrat and Republican voters. Any kind of amnesty will give Democrats about 4 million more votes, which will doom the GOP into non-existence. So why are 15 out of 17 Republican presidential candidates for amnesty when it means the end of the Republican Party? Rex, some of those candidates might take issue with your assessment of them advocating amnesty. Well, next we hear from Mike, who uses an interesting analogy when describing the self-inspections by Iran on their nuclear program. He writes, Iranian inspections, American farmers can answer that. Why would they let the fox guard the hen house? And finally, we hear from Charlie, also writing in about that nuclear deal with Iran. Here's what he has to say. Do you believe President Obama would come clean with the public regarding the true specifics of the Iran deal? Donald Trump, if elected, promises to show the public the details of the deal once in office. The public would know how we were misled by our incompetent Democratic leaders. If you've got some thoughts, love to hear from you. You send them to newsmaxtv.com/comments. That'll do it for this Monday night. J.D. Hayworth saying stay brave, stay